Welcome to Inner Fragrance Stories, where every tale carries a soothing aroma for the soul. Today, we will listen to The Carpenter and the Sapling to reflect on a profound lesson about rebuilding and resilience. Let's immerse ourselves in the story and at the same time, learn English through its meaningful narrative. Now, this is a story about a man named Leo. For as long as he could remember, his identity was tied to the rhythm of the ocean. He was a fisherman, like his father and his grandfather before him. His hands were calloused from the ropes, his skin weathered by the salt spray. He knew the sea, its moods and its mysteries. And then a storm took his boat. It wasn't just a vessel. It was his livelihood, his legacy, his purpose. The insurance wasn't enough. The days, once dictated by tides and catches, became long and hollow. For the first time, he felt unmoored, adrift on a shore he no longer recognized. The quiet in his small house was deafening. One afternoon, walking through the dusty streets of his coastal town, he saw an old, discarded wooden crate. It was splintered and forgotten. On an impulse he didn't understand, he carried it home. He found some tools, sanded the rough edges, and filled it with soil from his yard. He bought a single sapling, a young, fragile lemon tree. He couldn't explain it, but he planted it in that crate. Nothing happened. Not that week, not the next. But every day, he tended to it. He watered it, checked its leaves, and made sure it had sun. And though the sapling seemed stubbornly still, he kept showing up. Months passed. Then one morning, he saw it. New, bright green leaves unfurling from its branches. And something inside him shifted. That small tree wasn't just putting down roots, it was anchoring him too. His grandfather's voice echoed in his memory. A man can curse the sea for taking his boat, or he can learn to build with the wood that washes ashore. And Leo finally understood. Setbacks aren't just something to endure. They are materials to build with. When you build with patience, with effort, with hope, you create something stronger than what was broken. You rebuild yourself. And so, dear listeners, our story ends here. This tale reminds us that our greatest losses are not the end of our story, but the raw materials for our rebuilding. When we invest our time and care into starting anew, we don't just repair what was lost, we grow something stronger in its place. We hope the fragrance from today's story, The Carpenter and the Sapling, remains with you, not just as a life lesson, but also as a step forward in your English learning journey. Thank you for listening. Until next time on Inner Fragrance Stories, remember, don't just curse the wreckage, build with the wood that remains.